Lower Merion School District is Kobe Bryant's alma mater and also my own school district. And recently there was some really upsetting events at a graduation ceremony. The day is June 9th, and there was a Lower Merion High School graduate who created a post, which is a bit long to read, so I'll spare you the details. Now, basically what happened was the student was wearing a Keffiyeh, which, for those who don't know, is a traditional headscarf worn by the people of the Middle East. But that raised a bit of an issue with the Lower Merion School District. Because, you see, they see it as a way of showing support for the Palestinians in the war in the Middle East. Now, do note that they have wore the same headscarf not only to school, but also to school-sponsored events without any sort of issue. But then during graduation, somehow they weren't happy with it. Now, for some reason, the police was called and they were removed from the ceremony. They were removed from the venue and were denied entry by the event staff, who were told by the administration not to let them in. Now, they were let back in after about half an hour of negotiation, but there is a catch. You see, they were forced to watch their own graduation in a small room, accompanied by school administrators and police officers. However, during the graduation, all of the graduates' names were called one by one, and they were only allowed on the stage when their name is called, and they were quickly escorted on and off the stage by the school administrators and the police. Now, some people believe what the student did was wrong, and here are their reasoning. Some pointed out that the graduates were specifically required to not express any political beliefs during the graduation ceremony, and that the fact that the student have broken the rule. But rather than following the rules blindly, I think we should question if the rule is fair. And at the same time, there are people who think that the Keffiyeh is a symbol of Hamas terrorism when it is simply a cultural headscarf. This is no longer a matter of whether you support Israel or Palestine, but rather the students' First Amendment rights and the freedom of expression. So that's the story, and personally, I think the biggest problem in this is not because of the view of Israel versus Palestine itself, but rather the fact that the school is restricting students' freedom of expression. And the ironic part is that there were many pro-Israel students who are allowed to voice their opinions in the school. The issue with that is the double standards at here. In the school, only one side of the rhetoric is allowed, while the other is silenced. Silenced to the point that they have to call the police. Don't you think that's a bit excessive? I'm making this video to spread awareness about this issue and question Lower Merion as well as many other school districts' policies and if they are fair.